We would like to remind everyone that this portion of the program has two parts. First, the response of the panel to the summary of the updates that was presented earlier, and second, for the question and answer. To continue, let me introduce to you our honorable guests from the Professional Regulation Commission, Honorable Delia Pabalan, OTR, OTRP, FPAOT, and Honorable Roland Lyle Duque, MSc, OTR, OTRP, FPAOT. Members, Board of Physical and Occupational Therapy. And from Commission on Higher Education, Mr. John Cabilso, MSc, CPD, OTRP, FPAOT, Chair, Technical Committee on Occupational Therapy Education. We welcome all our honorable guests, and you may freely proceed to responding to the updates that were discussed earlier.
Hello. Good morning. Can everyone hear us?
Good morning. Yes po.
Clear?
Narinig po kayo. Yes po, it's clear po.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah,
Good
we're
morning,
ready for your
everyone.
questions.
Good morning.
To our honorable guests, do you have any comments po or an update from the summary that was presented earlier?
Can I start?
Yeah, go,
Sorry.
Ma'am Del.
Okay.
Yes, Ma'am Del.
The letter that we got from PAOT had some questions that were listed on, I think, about 4 topics. And I'm just wondering whether we should start from that, like just as a jumping point. The first topic is on the no refresher course requirement. One question was, when will the no refresher course requirement be effective? We do not know. I think the answer that we can give you is when the IRRs of the new law, of the OT law has been approved, we assume that that will take effect. Although in our minds, between Sir Lyle and myself, we have questioned the fact that the law was supposed to have been effective on March 2019 when it was signed by the President, President Duterte. As of now, we are not allowed to remove that as a requirement. So those who are taking the exams this coming December will still have to follow the no refresher course. I mean, the refresher course requirement, sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Just to add to that, we've had a conversation with the legal division of the PRC, and they said that until we have an IRR for the law, then this requirement stays. And for us to be able to have that IRR, we need to have a board of occupational therapy, because the members of the board will be the ones signing the resolution, making the IRR effective. Okay, so that's how things are related at this point. Go ahead, Ma'am Del.
Okay, and because Sir Lyle and I are still on an interim appointment basis, we are not officially the appointed boards for the new law. It's kind of a chicken and egg thing, and people might find it frustrating and disappointing that it has taken this long. But we have submitted a draft IRR, and we have already, as we mentioned in the past, we already have had consultations done, about 5 of them all over the country. So it's a matter of putting those together. But the question again is, who is in charge of doing this? Is it Sir Lyle and myself, or should it be the new board? And I think once and for all, we will have to get a specific answer. The problem right now is we are in a very unique position. The Board of OT is the only board that is in a board of 2 professions. And for the legal team and the PRC, this is a new case that they have to deal with. And every question that we ask them, they have to consult the legal division and come up with an answer to give us. So it has taken quite a bit of time to even get an answer. On the
Okay.
board exam schedule, sorry,
Go
the
ahead, ma'am.
second topic. Did you
Yes,
want to say something else?
no. I was going to the second topic, but you can go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
ma'am.
go ahead. You go.
All right. Well, for the second question, for the second topic on the board exam schedule, will the December 2021 board exam be open to new registrants or only those who have already registered for the June 2021 board exam? So this is a different board exam. Okay. The board exams for this year were originally scheduled. I think it was January or Feb, and then June, and then December. So if people originally meant to register for the December exam, then they can register for the December exam. Of course, those who already registered, paid for the registration, their application for the June 2021 exam, if you've already done that, then you are eligible to take the December 2021 exam. Now, the thing is that you'll have to follow up with PRC regarding the room assignments, if there are additional requirements, particularly when it comes to health protocols. So we'll have to consult the PRC registration division for that. When should we expect the decision to push through with the December 2021 exam be considered final? Is there still a chance for it to be canceled if the COVID-19 cases remain high? I think we'll have to start with explaining to you the process by which decisions are made in terms of postponing and canceling examinations. At the end of every year, I think the third or fourth quarter, the commission, the PRC, comes up with a schedule of examinations for all professions. So that's 44 regulated professions. And of course, even prior to the start of the new year, that calendar is already announced. So we already know which months are going to be the examination dates for OT. Now, in terms of postponing or cancellation, okay, any recommendation to go ahead or to postpone the examination, okay, may come from the board or sometimes the public if they request that the boards be postponed or canceled. Then any request for such things would have to go to the commission and bank for a decision. However, for our situation right now, it's not just the PRC making the decision. The ultimate decision actually rests on the IATF. So if the IATF tells us that we cannot conduct examinations on certain dates in certain places, then we are not able to do so, even if the board wanted it or even if the PRC wanted it. And I think this was demonstrated with the latest physician licensure examination. So they pushed through with examination in all other testing centers, testing areas in different regions, except NCR. Okay, so that was and Tuguegarao, yeah. So it was because there were lots of cases in those places, and the IATF deemed it prudent to postpone those exams. But I think they are now going to carry out the postponed licensure examination. So when will we know? Right now, there have been no plans to postpone or cancel the December 2021 exams. So sa ngayon, tuloy. Ma'am Del and I are ready. We have been ready with our questions months, even more than a year ago, because we were ready for the August 2020 exams. We were ready for the January exams. We were ready for the June 2021 exams. We've written our questions. We have peer reviewed them. They have been analyzed technically with a expert consultant on test construction by the PRC. All we need to do now is encode them and then eventually extract them so that we know which questions are going to come out. Now, the thing is that we have just had a meeting with the entire commission Friday, ma'am, right? Yeah, last
Yeah.
Friday. And we are now looking at new guidelines in terms of conducting the exams, in terms of us not being required to be physically present sa PRC premises. Okay? Because the thing is that doon sa lumang guidelines, the examiners, Ma'am Del and I, would have to go to PRC, okay, to encode our questions. Okay, yung mga na-peer review na questions, we'll have to go there. We have to go to PRC to merge our questions. So yung mga questions ni Ma'am Del, questions ko, kunyari sa OT applications, pagsasamahin sa database. And then we also need to be physically present to extract the 200 questions per subject. So 200 questions for OT applications. And of course, we have to be there physically present during the evening before the exams. We are actually quarantined the evening before the exams. And then the evening before the exams, we extract the questions, okay? And then doon lang namin makikita kung ano yung questions na lalabas sa boards. At kapag nakita na namin, hindi na kami pwede lumabas ng PRC. Okay, so no cell phones, no outside. Okay. And of course, hindi lang kami yung nasa confidential room dun sa quarantine area. Okay, yung mga nagpe-print, nagko-collate, nagpapack nung mga exams sa boxes para idala sa mga testing centers. Okay, kasama rin namin. And we even have a police escort and an NBI agent. An NBI agent with us. Okay? So, kung titingnan niyo yung proseso, talagang malaki yung possibility for interaction among many people. There are at least 20 of us in that quarantine room at any given point in time. And we stay there for practically 2 days. Okay? Tapos even sa release ng exams, naka-quarantine din kami. Kapag magre-release na kami ng results, no cell phone and all that, naka-quarantine din kami. Tapos kasama na naman namin ng NBI, tapos may police escort na naman during that time just to make sure na walang leakage of all the stuff. So you would appreciate that there's a big risk, not just to us, okay? And of course, not just to the examinees, okay? Kasi yung examinees would have to travel to the testing centers, okay? Makakahalubilo nila yung ibang tao, not just their fellow examinees, but also yung mga nagbabantay, okay? Yung mga security, okay? Yung staff ng mga schools na ginagamit, okay? And also, so malaki yung chance of transmission. So the commission now is drafting guidelines for the conduct of many of the processes, okay, to be online lang, to be virtual, para hindi na kailangan pumunta doon. And as a backgrounder, the commission is looking at this because there have been certain instances na nagkaroon talaga ng infections sa PRC, and not just the staff, but the board examiners themselves. And we've had cases of death. Okay, we prior to the board exams nung OT and PT nung June, somebody from another board actually caught COVID, okay, right after their board exams, and passed away as a result. So, and nung tinitrace nila, okay, kung saan niya galing, most probably was doon sa offices ng PRC. So, and you also need to recognize that many of the examiners sa PRC have at the very least comorbidities, okay, and many of them are seniors. So maraming mataas yung risk for ano. But at least for the OT board, we're fully vaccinated. But still, right now, we're still waiting for guidance on how to conduct the processes, the board exams, largely virtually, so that we don't need to go to PRC to do all those things. Pero for now, what we can say is tuloy ang boards. Now, syempre hindi namin magagaranti yan. Okay? As we've said, the ultimate decision does not necessarily lie with us. Okay? Nasa commission yan at saka sa IATF. So ang ma-advise ko doon sa mga magte-take ng boards, prepare for the, assume that you will take the boards sa December. I think that's a better assumption than kung gusto niya talaga mag-boards, assume that it would push through. Okay? Ma'am Del, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, just going back, just to have a little picture of what happens before questions are encoded. The facilities of PRC, as everyone know, it's old. They've tried to renovate, but the encoding room measures about 5 square meters. And then the extraction room is adjacent to the encoding room. It's about 5 square meters, just about the turning radius of a wheelchair is exactly what it is. And we have to do it one at a time. So we have encoders and one board member. And it takes hours to do that because you still have to edit the questions. And then where we release is one big area with about 5 or 6 long tables. And it's not just the PTs and the OTs that occupy that at any one time. Because examinations happen one after the other. There are times when there are boards that are encoding, there are boards that are merging, there are boards that are releasing, and there are boards who are meeting. So it can get very cramped, and it's not just, we cannot occupy that one room just for ourselves. In our meeting with some of the HEI deans, before we canceled or postponed the previous board exams, there were questions about why is it that PRC is not allowed or is not able to retrofit when private institutions have been obligated to retrofit their facilities.
Cannot be retrofitted.
Well, yeah.
Cannot be retrofitted.
No, we cannot even put like a new airflow system. Even if we do, the processes that are involved, in a government education, in a government institution, the process is very, very tedious and very, very slow. So you have to apply for budget. I don't know where, if that's not included in this budget, you have to wait for next year. So it's near impossible to have it retrofitted in time for any exam that has been scheduled. Now, the other thing is the deadline for the examination in December is November 5. So for those who are still not sure if they're going to take or not, you still have until November to think about it. The printing and posting of the room assignments is not until November 26. Just to give you an overview, the release and target of the target release date is December 13, and the exams are December 5 and 6. Oath taking is to be announced. Now, there is a question about after the December 21 board exam, will the licensure, sorry.
Hello, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Pasingit lang po, saglit po, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt you po. For everyone here, maybe you have friends or anyone who has difficulty entering our Zoom. We're still fixing some technical issues on the capacity. So kindly relate to them. We have also posted on our Facebook that we will be live streaming our forum now on the Facebook page of PAOT, because while we are still fixing the capacity for the Zoom participants. Okay? Ayun. So, sige po, ma'am. If also, ma'am, would you want me also to help you with reading the questions po, so you can just answer for the three of you?
It's okay. It's okay. It's right in front of me. It's just easier this way.
Sai, maybe kung meron man sa kung meron man sa chat box or sa text, yun na lang siguro yung you help us with in terms of curating. Yung mga questions naman from the PAOT na nasa letter, mukhang we'll manage that. We have copies of your letter naman that has the so we'll do that. pakiabangan na lang yung galing sa audience. Okay?
Sure po, yes.
Thank you,
As of now
Sai.
naman po, there's none yet. I think
All
they're
right.
still listening pa to your
They're still
updates.
digesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes
Sige.
po. Okay
All
po.
right. Thank
Sige
you,
po, ma'am.
Sai.
Sorry for the
Okay, back
interruption.
to
You
you,
may
Ma'am
proceed
Del.
po.
That's okay. Thanks. After the December 21 board examination, will the licensure exam be offered again on February and August 2022? And thereafter, if not, do we have tentative dates for the examinations for next year already? Yes, we do. The next exam